This is I Call Next.
Back
Boom,
at you with a
boom.
new week.
New week. Can we just we're gonna talk NFL trades, right? But I just want to mention that in the XFL, Cardell Jones was benched. He was benched.
Bro, that's my team.
I know, but he's benched.
I know,
He's
he
my team
deserved
too. He played terribly.
They were playing horrible.
Yeah, but
It's,
then
it's not a surprise.
yeah, he's not. He's someone that's not going to be a trade rumor in the NFL because I think his football
It's not a
career is
rumor.
at the
He's
end.
already benched. We're good.
He's already benched. All right, let's get into it. I don't have the sheet up because
I can
I'm
tell you
ill
who we're going to
prepared.
kick it off with.
Who we gonna kick it off with?
Darius Slay.
Darius Slay, cornerback for the Detroit Lions. I was gonna say Pistons by accident. All right, I'm pulling up the sheet. So someone get started.
So, obviously, Darius Slay, great ass cornerback for the Lions.
Yep.
To be honest, I think the main reason why they want to trade him is because I feel like they know that they cannot re-sign him because he doesn't want to be there.
Yep.
And the whole reason why I feel like they don't want to be there is because of how they did Diggs dirty last season. Cordell Diggs or whatever his Quentin Drake. I forgot
The guy that went to Seattle.
Seattle,
Yeah.
yeah. Overall, I personally feel like Diggs is like one of the most underrated cornerbacks in the league. And that's why he has such like a good name as like a hot commodity to trade for.
Wait, Slay, right?
Yeah, Darius
Okay,
Slay.
I just wanna make sure
my
we were-
mistake. Mixing up names.
Yeah,
over
yeah.
here.
I was like, we're talking about Slay, right? All right.
Yeah. Personally, I am in the thinking that they're gonna try to send him to like a. Obviously, they don't want to send him to someone in the NFC.
Yes.
They're
that
gonna
would make
try to
sense.
avoid that.
Definitely not in the division. Definitely not in the division. I don't know if you can avoid it, to be honest. In my opinion, I don't know if you can avoid it.
Most of the teams that are cornerback needy are in the NFC, sadly.
Yeah.
But I honestly think that Houston might be a big player for Darius Slay.
So,
Mostly because their defense ranked in the 29th last season.
Yep. That was so. I got a handful of teams, but let's talk about Texas. Texans, sorry. Yep, they were 29th in passing yards.
Mm-hmm.
They were 27th in touchdowns given up, and they ranked 17th in interceptions.
Yeah.
So they're
And-
definitely hurt.
And they're going to lose Robbie, right? They're going to lose their already corner. He's
Yeah,
gonna hit the
they're
free
gonna
market,
lose-
So
So they're going to try and replace him with someone that's even better, obviously.
I thought Josh Norman was going to end up there. We know that he signed with the Bills, but I really thought Josh Norman was somehow going to end up there. I don't know why.
But he had like no connection there.
Fair.
Like he had a huge connection.
I thought he was
with
going to go there for
McDermott.
cheap because they're in need and he needs money.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Well,
was
no,
actually happening.
he signed a massive contract. He has money.
He needs more money.
Yeah.
Everyone needs more money, right? No, I feel you. I think that's honestly what's going to end up happening. Do you want to give your pick?
I have a couple, but we can talk through it. But I was gonna say they also could pay him now before Deshaun Watson gets
Yeah,
a
that's true.
mega deal.
This mega deal. You know, that's actually very
So
true.
they can get him now. They can pay Deshaun later as well, and
Yeah.
it could work out. And they drastically need a cornerback right now.
Agreed. They have 50 million in cap space. I looked it up earlier today. They have about like 50 million. So that's enough to bring on the 10 million that Darius Slay
He's
is
going to
gonna
demand
have.
more than 10
But
million.
for this year, he has 10 million left on this.
But
year.
immediately, whatever
They're gonna
team
resign-
signs him, they're going to rework his
adjust.
contract.
Okay, that's fair.
Where do you think he's going?
So the Eagles are gonna jump on somebody because they were terrible against
So
the pass.
that is another one of my teams as well.
They-
But they had injuries, right? With Jalen Mills and Ronald Darby.
Yeah,
but,
no, I
but
agree.
neither
but
one of those guys can be put in the same, like,
Slay is still an upgrade.
I agree. I
Slaves
mean,
are
so right now
upgrade
they have
over for a lot of teams.
So they had those two that got hurt. So then they had Sidney Jones.
Yeah,
He
they did.
stepped up.
Yeah.
He stepped up. But if they could get Sidney Jones back and
Yeah.
they can get Darius Slay in a mid-round draft pick,
Ooh.
their secondary could look pretty good.
Oh, I mean, you go from one of the worst to
Right.
above middle tier at that point.
But again, they're coming off of those injuries and all that. So that's another place where I could see him going. But
Yeah, for
it's still
sure.
a little bit of a stretch, you know?
I think that, I think that they're going to be attached to some cornerback at some point in free agency, in trade market or something, because they can't keep going like this. They have their quarterback. They have the pieces right now to still make a run. You can't waste that. The window closes real quick. But that's not my overall pick. My actual pick I think he goes. I think that Kansas City makes a move on him because look,
Interesting.
you're losing your two of your top 3 corners. I would say in Breland and Fuller. Losing maybe right. You could be losing in free agency. You're a very cornerback needy team. Again, window right. You want to make the most of the window you have. Why not get Slay right now? Go for another one. Go back to back.
So I actually have 2 teams. One was the Houston Texans. The other one is the Seattle Seahawks.
Yep.
But wait, no. Tell me why not the KC before we go off of it, because no one said anything, and I wonder am I just crazy and you just want to ignore it?
I was gonna leave it at that you're crazy, but
Okay. Thanks, man. Thanks.
The main reason why I think that they don't is because they're trying to re-sign Mahomes already, and
Sure.
Mahomes is gonna sign the
Maybe it's
richest
a 1 year
contract.
Maybe it's a one year. Just like let's go for another one while we can get it.
potentially,
Let him go.
but
That's
That's
potential.
a
He's
little,
30.
That's a
He's
bit of a
30 then.
stretch, and just with all the other teams that are there, I don't think they're the top contender.
The main reason why I think that they won't do a 1-year trade is because realistically, yeah, they may be wanting to try and maximize on their opportunity while they have it right now, but the Kansas City Chiefs are not dumb. They're not going to try to trade a good asset that they have for next to a 1-year rental,
Okay.
right?
They're building long term.
Yeah,
For sure.
they're
Okay.
always going to be building long term, and I think that's why they're going to let both of those corners hit the market.
Yeah.
Because they're not trying to invest that much more money
And you
into.
have nothing. Like who's gonna play corner then? Me? I'm not a good corner, man.
They're
gonna
relying
draft
on
a corner.
that offense, right? They
For
put up numbers.
They're going
I
to
guess so,
draft a corner. I'm calling it right now.
Okay. All right.
But
Right now, they have the luxury to put up the points, right?
Sure,
They have the
sure.
luxury. They're not a struggling offense and a struggling defense.
I just
Did-
I'd be worried because like look, you're gonna play Baltimore, right? And Baltimore did like collapse on themselves at the end of the year, right? They lost, right?
Yeah.
But they're gonna try to capitalize.
I mean, it's
on
not
it.
good in the last few playoff games and leading up to even the Super Bowl, right? They were down. They're always playing catch up.
Exactly.
They have
so-
the luxury that they can have that offense
For
to
sure, but
bring
now
them back.
imagine
But
the
how
catch-
long is that really going to last?
Imagine the catcher being bigger because you're not
Yeah.
stopping their team. That's
I don't know.
not
I
good.
think like
I'd love to see it.
I think
I'd
like
love
you
to see it.
said that maybe they'll go draft someone. And
No,
kind of go down
I-
that
yeah,
route right now.
I got you. So wait, you were saying Seattle. What was
so, number one, we've already seen that they can work out a trade with the Seahawks
yeah,
and Detroit.
Golden Tate?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, Golden Tate way
Was-
back in the day, but
yeah.
Quandre Diggs last season, right?
Oh yeah.
And so he already has a teammate that he absolutely loves to play with,
Yeah,
Diggs. So Diggs may try and kind of convince him too to come over for a lesser price.
for sure.
But they
And-
also have a lot of cap room.
Yeah, they have a lot of cap room.
I just think they have bigger needs.
They-
Well, last year they were 27th.
Yeah, they were ranked 27th in the pass, and
They gave up 4,200 yards.
yeah,
Okay, I'll
And they
save
have-
my other argument for later.
and like the big thing is like, dude, everyone looks at Seattle and they want the Legion of Boom.
Sure.
They don't have that, and like
Sure,
their
sure.
pass
Ever since-
defense is
yeah.
a weak point for them.
Ever since they lost the Legion of Boom, they haven't been the same.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And-
those are big shoes to fill, but I mean, at some point you're gonna have to rebuild.
Yeah, and the second that they get Diggs, they're kind of right back into it,
Okay.
right?
I mean, no, I definitely read into it, and then Seattle was definitely an option. I just feel like there's other needs that they need to like Russell Wilson is dying out there. Like,
yeah, but you know what? Seattle always makes moves for their defense.
yeah, but
They've
maybe
always
they need to-
historically made under Pete Carroll. They trade for defensive players.
Sure. I understand. Even with what's his name, Clowney, right?
Yeah.
They got Clowney. I get that, but yo, you need to protect Russell Wilson, who's getting paid whatever $100 million. Like, you go nowhere without Russell Wilson at this
Yeah.
point, right? Like, if he gets hurt or something happens, like, you're going nowhere. Like, it doesn't matter how good your defense is at that point,
Yeah.
because Tavares Jackson or whoever the backup is right now ain't gonna do nothing for you, right?
Yeah.
In comparison, that's what I'm like. I don't know if they should make this move because it's not just a $10 million this year. You're going to restructure and it's going to be like 12. Like, Darius Slay commented or tweeted back to, I think it was NFL Network, and was like, the best cornerback's going to pay like $13 million or something, right? He's like, y'all thinking too low for me. And I'm like, do you really want to spend that money if you're Seattle?
But
And
you
not
know what?
protect them?
We've already seen that Seattle's willing to do the 1-year rentals.
We'll see
Okay,
if
fair.
history
That's
repeats
fair.
itself.
Huh?
We'll see if history repeats
That's
itself.
fair. That's fair.
Like
That's fair.
with Clowney, it was a 1-year rental basically.
They thought they were going to re-sign him, though, didn't they?
Yeah,
Because
but
then
you know
he
what?
wanted
If they really wanted to, they would have slapped the franchise tag on him.
a lot of money.
Yeah, but you know what? Like they have some money to spend. and they have the opportunity to,
Yeah,
slap the franchise tag. No one's going to want to sign right now until the CBA is done.
for sure. Yeah, I
Right?
mean there is no
So anyone that you want to kind of keep, they're not staying until the CBA is completed.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Right?
No,
So
that's fair.
That's why you see a lot of these big name guys, no one's re-signing yet.
That's fair.
Like everyone's trying to work on deals, but it's so hard to determine how to work out a deal until you have a CBA in place.
That's fair because there might be a lot more money.
Yeah, exactly.
And then some people get screwed because they didn't get that money.
And like we'll talk about contracts in a bit, but realistically, like if we're saying 10 million or 13 million is a good amount for a corner now, depending on the CBA, dude, those
It might be
every
nothing.
single year, those prices jack up.
For sure.
Doesn't matter how good you are. Like remember Kirk Cousins, we always thought he was like an average quarterback. He signed an 89 million or
80
84?
something million. I think it was 84.
Yeah,
That, like,
$84 million for 3 years. Like
Yeah.
that's a crazy amount for what we thought was Kirk Cousins.
But that's
And-
just the market dictated.
yeah, exactly.
That's
That's,
fair, that's
the
fair.
market for those positions are going to just keep jacking up the price.
For sure. Who's your
another
take?
place?
Yeah.
Another place I got Tampa Bay.
I saw that too. Tampa has
Bay-
money.
Yeah, they have the third highest cap space in the
With like
league.
80 million or something like that. Yeah.
Yep. They also allowed the third highest passing yards, 4,300 yards. And right now the corners aren't great, so if they
Yeah.
could bring in someone to take
And
some
Todd
pressure
Bowles
off-
knows how to use corners.
yeah, he knows the strengths and weaknesses of his corners,
Yeah.
and he could probably put him in a place to succeed. So
Yeah. For sure.
The big thing that we got to remember with all these different trade scenarios is who actually has the assets to trade with.
right.
It's going to be picks. You're going to have to give up a pick.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
okay, what is the price for Darius Slade, do you think? What is like let's round it out with, unless you have any other picks, like any other places you want to mention?
The only other place I have the Raiders.
The Raiders are also going to be big spenders because they have the money, right?
They got the money. They finished 30th in pass defense,
And they need to be decent if you're going to go to a
don't
new
have
city.
any corner really that's high value.
Dude,
right
they've been
now.
terrible.
And I think they're willing to just be like, we need that ASAP
Yeah.
change right now.
Especially you're going to a new city, you want to be decent coming into it. Otherwise, you're
Yeah.
not going to
And
get banned.
They haven't done anything in the last 2 years, so
I'm going to ask two questions. Do you have any other teams you want to mention?
no,
Okay.
that's all I got.
Then the first question, just to round it out, right? Where do you think he ends up? Like, we gave some options. Where do you think he ends up? Like, gun to your head.
Gun to my head, I want to say
Texans.
Seattle.
I think I see him at the Texans.
Texans, Seattle. I think it will be the Eagles, and I think we're going to see them twice a year. Both of us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think I've seen them like be like strategic in their moves, right?
Yeah.
They're an unfortunately good franchise. All right, then what is the asking price for Darius Slade? This is a harder question because
Yeah, I was
these
say, I
things
don't know.
are.
It could be.
You're not giving up a first for this guy.
I think no. I think
third,
I think you give either a second,
straight up. That's
straight
it.
up second, or a third
and a
plus
fifth.
a fifth.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's more along the third and the fifth because again, he's almost 30. He's going to be 30 when the year starts, I think.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. Who's the next guy on this list?
We will take it to the other side of the ball. Stephon Diggs.
Ooh, another NFC North guy. What's happening? There's a lot of shakeup happening in NFC North. Things too cold up there for him? You want better weather?
Guys just don't like playing with Kirk.
I mean, okay, so let's preface this, right? So Stephon Diggs, in the beginning of the season with Kirk Cousins, they did not get off to the hottest start, right? And then you had his brother put up the post of him in a Redskins jersey. And I'm not doing this because he's gonna be a Redskin. I'm not doing that.
That's fine. I'll stop you if you keep going down. that road.
I know I'm not doing it. But there's still been these little, like, if Stephon Diggs becomes available, has been a thing that's on Twitter. I've seen it.
Yeah.
And he's still in these like articles that I read here and there. So I thought, let's have some fun and let's piss some people off and see, where do you guys think he would end up?
I'll kick it off with what I think happens. I don't think he goes anywhere.
Okay.
I
Thanks
think
for
he
ruining the
ends
whole
up-
segment.
Hold on. I think he doesn't go anywhere just due to the constraints. I think he ends up staying there. He's still a asset, right? He was getting 12 yards per target last season. So I mean, there's some stuff there.
Yeah.
But with that being said,
Yeah.
if I were to see someone trying to make moves, it would be the Pats.
Damn it. How you going to take my pick?
I don't
How you
know.
going to take my pick? All right. I'm
Right?
not
They need a receiver.
oh, dude. I think they would give up.
and
the
whether it's
first.
Tom Brady or whoever else comes in there, he'll make a huge impact.
100%. I think they if they were to do it, they were going to give up a first round pick
Yeah,
for it.
but ideally, I don't think he's going
Agreed.
anywhere.
I actually agree with that. I don't think he's going to end up anywhere.
But if he does go there, right? They have Edelman, they have Mohamed Sanu, and then he'd be
N'Keal Harry.
perfect.
N'Keal Harry, the
Yeah,
first
he'd be
rounder.
perfect there.
You package N'Keal Harry, a first, you send. And you don't look back. I think it'd be a great situation, especially if Tom Brady's still there.
What
It
first
also
round pick
gives
do they
Tom
have?
Brady the incentive to come back. Right?
I think the incentives now is just money. I think
Yeah,
it's
but
the money
like, I
thing
mean,
now.
you want to try to
He's,
throw whatever.
he's
you can
selling
at
his
him.
house in Boston. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's all happened like I told y'all. I'm Nostradamus out here. But let me look it up. You go. What do you think?
So, yet again, I'm also in the boat that he doesn't move anywhere. But just for
The segment is ruined.
but just for kind of like trying to keep things even, I actually do think that the Redskins may be in the market for him.
I
And I'm
think so
not
too.
trying to bring up saying, "Hey, Redskins talk here and there," but it's the fact is that they have no one on the opposite side of Scary Terry that's like a realistic threat. Like they got two solid guys, Steven Sims and Carmen Hart. What's his name? Hart. The other wide
Harmon?
receiver, huh?
Harmon, whatever.
Harmon, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Kevin Harmon.
Kevin Harmon, yeah. So basically, like, they actually do need another good wide receiver on the opposite end. You've seen Dwayne Haskins, who the owner loves, absolutely loves him. And Haskins is saying, hey, bring Diggs here. Bring all the DMV boys here. So realistically, we know that they're going to be targeting a wide receiver, most likely in the draft.
Yeah.
But at the same time, dude, like if you have a premier player that could come here
Right off the bat.
right off the bat, and someone that is familiar with the area, Dan Snyder loves trying to get sales up and everything. So making
And
a
he
big
needs
trade
it.
like that
Yeah.
with the local guy, it's just a match made in heaven for Dan Snyder. Yet again, I'm saying it, Dan Snyder, not necessarily everyone else.
It's interesting how he's deleted all of his social media content for the Vikings.
I mean, this is the reason why this is still a topic, right?
Yeah.
It's because, and it's not like he wants more money. His contract is new. I looked it up. He signed in 2018, 5 years, 72 million, 40 million guaranteed. That's a lot.
So he's got 3 years left.
You got 3 years left.
But you know what? In the new
15
CBA,
signing
that's
bonus.
probably going to be cap friendly for him.
Sure. I mean,
Right?
let's hope there is a CBA that's agreed upon because I don't want to get into a CBA conversation. We'll say that. We'll say that.
I get it. But honestly,
A
when
lot
you're
can
talking
happen.
when you're talking trades and free agents, it has to be part of the topic
But,
until
like,
one is signed.
So this is why I don't think the Redskins are going to do it.
Mhm.
What are you going to give up? Are you going to give up your second overall pick? Hell no.
no,
Right?
no.
So I looked this up. The Patriots have the 23rd overall pick. That's pretty much a second round pick in a way, right? Like your top second round pick, the end first round pick kind of mushes together in my mind, right? You trade that 23rd overall pick for Diggs. I really think that he ends up with the Patriots. Like it's either him that he goes there, or where I'd love to see him go is Baltimore. With him, Lamar,
It'd be a pretty
Ingram,
nasty combo.
and Hollywood Brown. Oh man, beautiful.
So
Think of
yet again, I'm gonna just. You said like, hey, who's the asset that you're gonna give up?
sure.
There's one asset that's kind of sitting there that we're actively shopping now.
Kerrigan?
Trent Williams.
Trent Williams.
Now,
So
I'm not saying that Trent Williams is straight up
Yo,
for Diggs.
I'm gonna say this real quick.
Mhm.
I wanted to make that work, right? And I looked up every advanced statistics on the Minnesota's line. They have a middle of the road line, right? I looked up how often Kirk Cousins was rushed, how many times he was hit, how many times he was sacked. He had the most time in the pocket, 2.7 seconds.
Oh, whoa! I'm not saying that.
No. I just don't think they have the need for Trent Williams.
I'm not saying that they're trading Trent Williams to the Vikings. I'm saying
Oh,
that they're
no.
going to get assets from Trent Williams, trading him,
And trade
then
those
flip
away.
those.
Okay. I thought you were thinking
Yeah.
like a player switch with like a pick, probably.
No. I
Okay,
think
fine.
it's more so that you're going to end up trading Trent Williams for a couple picks, couple position players, whatever,
Sure,
and then use those to kind of trade for Diggs.
I think he demands a first round pick. I think he demands
He
it.
definitely demands a first round pick.
He is young, he is talented, and I mean, I wouldn't if I was the Vikings, I wouldn't accept anything other than a first round pick
You
or
Absolutely
2
not.
seconds, and then we can talk. And then
Yeah.
you're offloading some cap for me too at that point, right? That's about it. All right.
They're gonna need some cap soon.
Another pass catcher. They will. Another pass catcher here that has been actively been in the media is OJ Howard. He's done nothing in his career so far. He's had spikes here and there, and it looks like Bruce Arians doesn't really need him because he has Cameron Brate and Mike Evans. So he's on a very cap-friendly deal with his rookie deal. He has one more year and then the fifth-year team option for his rookie fifth-year year contract, whatever, right? So where is he going?
I think everyone kind of predicts him going to the same spot.
Okay. Yeah, I think so too.
Like
On
it's
three?
the only reasonable
Patriots?
spot. It's the only reasonable spot for him to go.
It's the best place for him to go to.
Yeah.
He's going to thrive.
And
They always go for tight ends.
yeah, exactly.
We're talking about the Patriots if we didn't say it loud enough. It's the Patriots.
So the big thing about OJ Howard is, he's a big tight end, 6'6", 250 pounds. And back when he ran his 40 in the combine, he ran a 4.5, which is blazing fast for tight ends too.
Yeah.
Granted, now you're getting guys that are sub 4.4, but at the same time, dude, like the Pats just maximize their players. He's been very underwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
So not a lot of guys are going to give a huge haul for OJ Howard.
But just in general, they need a tight end.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
They had there were 22 more tight ends that caught more passes than Ben Watson, Matt LaCosse, and Ryan Izzo combined. They had 36 catches for 418 yards and 2 touchdowns
They need
combined, and
They
22 tight ends outperformed that.
They had Gronk, they had Aaron Hernandez. They make tight ends good, right?
Their offense is tailored to make them
Literally
succeed.
is. You get 2 tight ends for the Patriots. Bill Belichick knows what he's doing with it, right?
Yeah.
So that's a perfect position for him, place to go. I did think the Redskins, only because we haven't needed tight end because we have nobody now. But I don't think they're making any move for that at all.
I don't see them going there.
I don't see that. I think that the other place would be the Packers. I could see them making a move for it, but they're also in the hunt for Austin Hooper. So this I feel like would be almost worth them trying to move a second or something to get them.
Whoever loses out on Austin Hooper in
gonna
free
push,
agency
yeah.
is going to try and make some sort of move for
sure.
Or not try to make a move. They're going to inquire at least.
At least, yeah. But he's
regarding
openly
OJ.
available. They said they need a substantial.
Substantial.
That's it, guys. Thank you. Offer to make it happen. I think a second is more than substantial.
But that's the thing. I don't know who's going to give up a second for him at this point, because he's been. If you look back at his college days, dude, even in college, his career, he didn't have oh my god, this is the greatest tight
He's an
end
athletic
ever.
freak. That's what it was. He was an athletic freak.
He was, exactly. He was an athletic freak throughout his whole college career. Meaning, you are a top tight end. He had 1,700 yards for combined from all seasons.
I know. I get that. But you've seen it in the NFL, that you've seen glimpses that he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you saw this past year, it was underutilized, right? Why is Cameron Brate still out there? I know why'd you re-sign him and all this? It's I don't think the opportunity happened from the NFL. And when he gets it, he shows it.
No, dude, I've been saying it from the very beginning. All of these players,
Yeah.
they can all play. It's all dependent on which coaching staff they're with.
You just need to be put in the right situation.
Exactly.
It's not like they can't perform. They definitely have had years where they're good. It's just where can you excel with the best coaching staff? with the
OJ
best
Howard definitely has
opportunities.
all the tools. It's just who is able to utilize him. And the fact that he hasn't been utilized properly means that, they don't necessarily – teams are not going to give a first round or a second rounder. Second rounders, you could basically find starters, right?
Or you could find nothing, right? That's the other thing. You could also find nothing.
You could find nothing in the first round, though.
Agreed. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. That's what I'm saying. You have NFL tape on OJ Howard at the end of the day, right? And you can Bill Belichick can sit there and be like, yo, I can make this guy good.
You know what his potential is.
You exactly know. Versus college, you're is he good? Is
but
he
you
not?
You gotta know what the transition is.
Exactly.
Right? Well,
you
now
don't know that
got the tape.
transition. Can they listen? A big part of it is money. What's he gonna do when he gets his money? Is he just get fat and kind of Hainsworth this thing or what?
But that's not the case with the Patriots, right? They hold their
you can get
players
the F
to
out.
another standard. Yeah.
So the big thing that's going to really kind of drive up the price with him, and we did briefly talk about this last week with Combine, is this is a very weak tight end class.
Yeah, that helps. That's
So-
that's gonna make Austin Hooper very expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Overpaid at that.
Anyone that gets signed in free agency in the first few days is getting overpaid.
Yeah.
But-
Most people, depending on how
Dude.
talented you are.
They throw out money like it's nothing in
For
the first
sure.
few days
For
of free
sure.
agency.
For sure.
But I mean, that's going to be the biggest driving force. Who signs Austin Hooper? And, the fact that this is a weak class,
Yeah.
he's going to go probably for higher than what he should go for.
Yeah.
I just think that not that many teams will offer up second round picks for
We'll
him.
find out next week what happens because Austin Hooper is going to be the first domino that makes
Yep.
a lot of things fall.
Le'Veon Bell. Number one, I don't think he goes, he gets cut, number one. I don't think he gets traded.
Okay, so I would look at his numbers. I think it's a lot of dead cap. They'd have to cut him. I looked into it. I looked at Sport Track, and they said the potential place where they have an out is next year. They'd have to sit with him for another year.
They got to take
Okay.
him this year and then cut him out.
Yeah,
for the
then next-
2021.
Yeah, for 2021 would be a better out because they'd have a lot of dead money.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think they're gonna have any suitors. It was really
The fact that last year, he didn't really get the type of deal that he wanted, and he signed with the Jets, whatever.
Yeah.
That means the market's not big for him. Look, the number one, the running back market is horrific compared to any other position in the league.
Yeah,
You can literally find a running back off the street and they can run
right.
for 1,000.
That's what I say. The problem is his contract, right? That 4-year, $52 million.
I'm gonna make this point later, but he's getting 8.5 this year. Yeah, guess how much Josh Jacobs' whole contract is? Don't look at the sheet. 11 million for his whole contract, 8.5 for 1 year. No reason to pay that. Yeah. I mean, the only places he can go are somewhere they have a ton of cap. But the only place is Miami, and I know you had that on your list.
I was gonna say Miami. Their leading rusher was Fitzpatrick, and he's 37.
Yeah.
Well, on top of that, not only
he loves Miami. He loves
so
Miami.
The big thing about Miami, and the reason why it's kind of attractive, is Bruce Arians.
Right.
If you look
that's Tampa.
Huh?
That's Tampa.
Bruce Arians. I'm sorry. Bruce Arians is in Tampa.
Yeah.
Tampa actually does make a lot of sense too.
They need running back
because of the fact that Bruce Arians was there. But I think another running back is going to go to Tampa.
I do
and
too.
I'll talk about that one later.
I made this note in here, and I think that depending what happens with AJ Green, which they've already said they're going to franchise, which is going to take up a lot of cap. I was like, look, Joe Burrow's going to come in there, very limited weapons. Their offensive line is so-so. You know what Lev Bell's good at? The dump off.
Yeah.
Help out Joe Burrow. You know what? And then if it doesn't work out in a year, cut him. You'll have the out because you'll have that contract. At least it gives you. Lev Bell still can do a lot. What's his name wasn't totally healthy. Darnold wasn't totally healthy. They didn't have any other weapons. At least you have AJ Green. Lev Bell can give you a little dump off. I understand they have Joe Mixon. It doesn't make total sense. I was just trying to get something. I was trying to find something.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Mixon's going to do just as much as.
Then it's Miami. You give Tua an option where you need someone that Lev Bell is the most reliable running back, hands wise, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you can help your young quarterback in that scenario.
He did not have a good year, right? But he still had 66 catches for 60 yards. So
exactly.
Even with the line being bad, him only rushing 3.2 yards per carry,
he's a receiver too.
Yeah.
He's a receiver.
So the other thing regarding this, I think this may end up being a situation similar to Brock Osweiler and the bad contract. So they may find someone that's like, hey, you're very cap friendly right now. Let me trade you Lev Bell and give you something else on top of it.
Just get this guy out of my face.
Just get this guy out of
And you know what? The Jets didn't want him in the first place, right? The GM didn't want him.
The coach didn't want him.
Adam Gase didn't want him, right?
Adam Gase didn't want him.
And he might be just like, listen, I don't want him so bad. I'll give you something for him.
Yeah.
Ooh, I would actually love that.
I would absolutely bring him to the Redskins at that point.
Dude, if I was any team, if you'd give me a pick to take on that contract and I can be out of it in a year, maybe 2 years, even better, right? Screw it. Let's do it. Let's give. If you had a young quarterback right now, Lev Bell is the best option for you because at the end of the day, when you freak out, just dump.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I think is the only way that Lev Bell is not on the Jets is if they actually give up more assets to get rid of him.
Chris Carson got hurt right at the end of the season.
Yeah, but Rashad Penny kind of came on a little bit.
But he got hurt too.
Yeah, but he still came on a little bit.
Yeah, but weren't they knees? I thought they both got hurt, and I thought they both had decently bad injuries. I don't remember. I was just thinking about him and Russell Wilson, just dump offs and when he's rushing to the side, and you're like, oh shit, and then you just see Lev Bell coming across the middle. That would be a good duo, but
Yeah.
I get it. That doesn't make sense. That's a lot of money to spend, and they don't care about Russell
It's just the
Wilson.
fact that his contract is crazy.
Yeah,
Didn't have the greatest year.
Yeah.
And who's willing to pick up that money?
Patriots. No,
No.
they don't.
They like the committee anyways. They just
Yeah.
throw people in and out. They
They
don't.
got enough guys.
They don't care.
I just want to give this
sign
guy
him.
a home. I mean, I did see Houston. They don't have running back right now. Lamar Miller's gone. Duke Johnson's gone. What else you have? What's his name? The guy from Texas, Dante Foreman, has either been hurt or suspended all the
But
time.
you know what? Here's the problem with it. You still got 2 studs that are going to come out that are going to be available late in the first.
Fair. No, that's
Jonathan
a
Taylor,
whole point that I'm
DeAndre
forgetting. Yeah.
Swift. Like that's the thing. All these running backs are going to be coming in on a yearly
Why would
basis.
you pay for a terrible
Agreed.
contract when you can try it out with these guys?
All right. Well, the XFL has openings.
Yeah.
All right. What's next, guys? Who's the
Let me
next guy?
kick this one off.
All
Cam Newton.
Cameron.
I'm going to kick
Newton.
it off because I feel like you guys are going to say where I think you're going to think he's going to go.
Oh.
But I'm going to kick it off with I don't think he goes anywhere.
We can't keep starting segments with "Let's end the segment."
Well, yeah, I'm going to start it this way because I know you guys are probably going to go a different way.
No, I'm
No.
not, I'm actually with you. I
Okay,
don't
well
think-
then
I
maybe
agree.
I'll start it this way and then I'll do something different.
no.
So the problem is he's hurt, right? He's coming off that leg injury. I don't know if there's a certain timetable for return on that yet, but in the past 2 seasons he's missed 16 games, and he's gonna be 31 coming into the next season. In his first 7 seasons, he only missed 3 games,
Mhm.
and in the last 2 seasons, 16. That's insane.
Yep.
Mhm.
So the whole thing about him being 31, I don't think that's a big deal with the
Quarterback.
Quarterback,
Oh my God.
because quarterbacks can play
And also,
35,
he
36.
doesn't. He runs because he's 6'5", 250 something, but he can also throw. So it's not like he has like.
I agree with that.
He's
but
not
I-
RG3,
But I'm
right?
curious about his durability now.
It was his foot though, right?
Yeah, but 2 seasons in a row.
But it was his foot, not his shoulder, right?
Yeah, but
I'd be more worried if it's a shoulder, right? Like if he's having a Chad Pennington kind of issue where he can't throw more than like 3 feet in front of him anymore.
The main thing.
I do
is
agree, though. I do agree. I don't think it's anywhere.
You take Cam if you're looking for a stopgap quarterback. They're not gonna. They already said that they're keeping Cam.
No.
They
kept,
did.
No, they kept saying that, like, well, let's talk about his injury if he's healthy. That was what the owner was saying, or the GM was saying, or one of the people in authority was saying, like, we don't know his injury. We'll figure it out. That kind of situation.
He's staying. He's 100%. I'll put my savings account on it right now. He stays.
Good thing my savings account has nothing on it.
Exactly.
so he's the winningest quarterback in that franchise,
Yeah,
right?
we're a young franchise.
I get it,
nothing.
but I'm saying even his backups, right? Kyle Allen, Will Greer, like they really haven't proven to be a future.
I think
Carolina
he
either.
stays because they need a stopgap between him and Will Greer to see if Will Greer can be
I
somewhat
think-
successful.
Okay. I tend to agree that he's not going to go anywhere. I do think there's options for him to go places. I think there are teams that will make that move for him. If, let's say, he goes somewhere, where do you guys think he would go?
Skins.
Skins.
If he were to link
First, second,
up
fifth.
with Ron Rivera again.
I'm gonna go Raiders.
Raiders. Interesting. That's not one I heard.
So I
What
mean,
happens to Derek Carr in this situation?
Yeah.
Derek Carr is on his way out.
Where
I'm
is he
telling you,
going?
Derek Carr is not staying with the Raiders past this offseason.
Is his contract up after that?
No,
Oh, okay.
but like
He's just leaving.
They don't like him over there.
That's fine. I don't
They
really love him.
100% do not like Derek Carr
Okay.
with the Las Vegas
Okay.
Raiders.
We're gonna come back to that in 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. What about Indy? They obviously Jacoby Brissett didn't work out, right? Jacoby Brissett didn't work out. Cam is definitely better than him. You have pieces. It kind of makes sense. Why not? Let's roll with it. You don't have to give him a first. I think the asking price is going to be a second and a fifth.
Mhm.
I mean, listen, a second round, you're not getting a quarterback in the fifth or the second for sure. You know what you get from Cam Newton. He has to pass his physical for the trade to go through. Why not?
I mean, I understand where
Colts
you're
are-
coming from.
Colts-
I completely understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I think
Okay, can I throw one more out there then?
Mhm.
The Bears. Mitch Trubisky.
the Bears I could definitely see.
Mitch
The Bears,
Trubisky
Mitch
days are
Trubisky
done.
sucks. I'd rather have a broken Cam Newton than Mitchell Trubisky at any moment in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
The Bears I can 100% see.
That
I
team
mean,
would actually be pretty good, to be honest, with Cam Newton.
yeah,
So,
that's what I'm saying. Like the Bears make sense.
okay.
Right,
I'm
but-
glad one of mine worked out.
Yeah, but Indy, like, for sure, like, I think Indy's more in the talks of trying to see if they can acquire Tom Brady rather than Cam Newton
Or Andy Dalton.
or Andy Dalton. But
Or somebody.
Andy's
can I
gone.
ask you, Pete's going to hate this, but I'm going to ask you, do you want Cam
No,
for second and a fifth?
absolutely not.
Third and a fifth?
Absolutely not.
Free. I'm
Free,
just kidding.
yes.
Just kidding.
Take the guy for free.
Okay, I'm on the fence still. I don't know. I'm leaning towards no, but I'm on the fence.
The only way I see it is because Ron Rivera
That's it.
obviously liked
And
him
they have a
last
great
season.
relationship. That's what I'm
Yeah.
also.
I completely understand that, but I still 100% believe that part of the job that Rivera has is that he has to play Haskins. He has
Sure.
to play Haskins.
Agreed. We talked about this. In
And on
previous
top
episodes.
of that, they still have the Alex Smith. Okay, if you want to bring in someone to be a mentor, you have Alex Smith, who's in the
sure.
owner's pocket
I don't think that
and
that's.
can get whatever he wants from the owner.
I don't think that's about mentorship. I think it's about Cam Newton playing.
Yeah, and I don't think that he
Sure.
will play in Washington.
I don't think it happens either. I wouldn't want to find a second and give it up for Cam.
Historically, I would say, yeah, maybe they would. But
If it was a third and a fifth, I might do it. I'll just pull that trigger. Fuck it. Whatever. All right. We don't have to get into it. We don't have to get too much into it. Cam Newton, just to round it off, is in his last year of his contract, $18 million, 18.6. He had a big contract in 2015. But let's keep going to the man in LA. I'm hearing these rumors. It's going to be a tough trade to make, but Todd Gurley, another overpaid running back. What do y'all think?
you keep throwing these guys out that are gonna, like basically next to impossible to trade.
It's next to impossible.
Let's see where they can go, and then we'll say why they won't get traded.
Okay, this is the reason why I was reading that he could get traded. They have no cap space, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have no cap space. They're actually somebody that wants Darius Slay but can't afford him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, or they want to re-sign what's his name? The dude, their corner. Really good corner. Jalen Ramsey, right? They can't afford these things, right? And if you thought Lev Bell had a disgusting contract, man, Todd Gurley is getting paid. Wait, 5.5 is not right. I'll look it up. But he's getting paid a disgusting contract. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So
4 years, 57 mil.
I'm going to look up the actual deal. But where does he go? Do you think? I assume that you guys think he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
How about the Bills?
That's Bills have a lot of money to spend.
Got a lot of money. He could complement Devin Singletary. He had his rookie year. He had about 780 yards, 2 touchdowns. Gurley could give him that consistent running game, and that could be huge for Josh Allen. Give him some stability there.
Yeah, I mean, I would like that move.
He's a young quarterback. If they can get a solid run game going, maybe they can get some things working there. And they have the cap space to take it, maybe.
Yeah, no, they have $80 million to spend.
Yeah.
I think they need somebody. Ever since LaShawn McCoy hasn't been on the team, like Devin Singletary did 0 things. Who else is their running back? They have another running back. Man, I'll look it up. They need help. I think Josh Allen, I don't know how he wins these games, man. Who's he throwing the ball to?
Because he's a freak of nature, dude.
He is a freak of nature, but like, who is he throwing it to? He's just running all the time. What's going on? Is he Michael Vick? White Michael Vick? I don't get it. What's going on? How is he winning games?
Because their defense is amazing, and he's doing just enough to win games.
Which is shocking that he can.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, if you look back at that draft class, he's my favorite quarterback from that draft class.
I really like him. I really like him. They had Frank Gore. That's what I was thinking about. But he's hurt. Here
But
and
I mean, Frank Gore is also like 100 years old.
and still playing, man, on his wheelchair. He's doing great. What do you think about Houston? Houston needs somebody.
I mean,
They have enough money to get
number
it.
one, dude, like any of these guys that we kind of tossed up for Le'Veon Bell, it's the same situation. Those same guys that could also trade for
Here's
Todd Gurley.
I think back to earlier what I was saying. I would have to see how it works out with Houston's space, but I think they're
tell
still
you
going to go
the
towards.
contract? I just looked up Todd Gurley's contract. Why I was confused. It's $5.5 million base salary.
But
he's
he's
a
making like
$7 million roster bonus.
He's making about 14 a year.
13,
13,
yeah.
14,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it is.
It's $1 million. That's a lot of money, man.
Yeah. So with the way that we talked about him earlier, right? I think they still go down that defensive route. They could sign a guy, take on a contract for this year, and then they have Deshaun Watson that they're going to have to take care of.
Yeah.
I don't see them trying to pick up this and then see what happens.
I feel like they'd have to be taking the bet that the CBA is going to be good enough that they can take it.
Yeah.
That's a bet. If you have a quarterback from that class, you got to be like, I got to take this bet.
Yeah. Like, here's the problem, right? So his contract is just terrible already.
Yeah.
So apparently, reportedly, he's got arthritis in his surgically repaired knee.
I got that. It's fine.
So he was already on a limited snap count.
I could do what he's doing.
Sure.
It's fine.
And the Rams also have to eat, I think it's $12.6 million in dead money by moving him.
Yeah, that's the shit part.
Yeah.
But split between 2 years.
There have been some I think I've read some where maybe, I mean, this is a stretch, but like a package deal between him and Brandon Cooks. But also Cooks is coming off of, his concussion issues.
Mm-hmm.
And then they lose.
They want to move him too. Yeah.
With him, they lose $17.8 million in dead money.
With Cooks?
Yeah. Fuck. So
I heard the Patriots want him back.
This is why I think that part itself is what's going to cause the issue. And
remember when we thought Sean McVay was a genius, and now he has all these dead money problems right now? Like, he's smart innovator. I mean, they have a GM, so it's not him, but remember we thought the Rams organization was so progressive?
Number one, let me tell you this much.
Sure.
As much as we're saying, hey, the Rams are going to be in cap hell, this and that, they're going to be just fine, dude. This happens to every single team. They all have these guys that are cap geniuses that are going to be able to move money from here, from this player to move over here to make money for this guy.
Restructure it and figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
But I agree with you. They're probably true, but I'm just thinking about it like logically. Obviously, I don't know how these contracts work and stuff. Who are you going to restructure? Because there's so many young dudes on brand new contracts. If I'm Jared Goff, I'm like, I got this money yesterday. You want me to restructure it? You want my money back now? Get the fuck out of here.
No, but dude, like it's all about how the cap works, right?
Sure.
It's all based off of base salary versus guaranteed salary versus signing bonuses, this and that.
Complicated.
So and yet again, I am no cap expert by any means, but I see all the time that teams are moving money now to later, signing bonuses from right now to push down the road a little bit to make it guaranteed.
For sure. Yeah.
So that way the player says, okay, this money that I might not be able to receive now, I can guarantee to get it down the road.
Yeah.
So why would they not do that at that point?
That's fair. No, I get
Right?
it.
Now, if I'm to add just kind of like a crazy scenario in the situation, think about the Chargers. They have Melvin Gordon.
He's gone.
The situation was kind of broken over there.
He's gone.
And then their other option at that point is Austin Eckler, who's a good pass catching running back.
Also free agent.
Exactly. So who's going to start at their running back? Who's going to be the ball carrier for them?
Todd Gurley then doesn't have to get movers.
Exactly. I mean, it's a good situation for Todd Gurley in some sense because he doesn't have to move.
Their
and
line
still
is
living
not
out.
good.
Huh?
Their line is not good.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of teams that the lines are not that great.
That's fair.
But look, I mean, Melvin Gordon, who was drafted after him, like I think 5 picks after him, was basically great over there on their team. So, if you have a guy like Melvin Gordon playing great behind that Chargers line, imagine what Todd Gurley can do. A healthy Todd Gurley can do.
That's a big question mark.
Yeah, if he's healthy, obviously anyone will pick him up.
If he was healthy, I don't think they'd be thinking about moving him at all, right? Because then it's like, an amazing running back is still worth something, right?
Yeah. The sad part is they can't even just cut him because if they cut him, they're going to be basically he is the worst dead cap out of all the running backs. Mm-hmm. I believe it's about $8.4 million. Yeah. So
I can tell you actually, I have it up still.
Yeah. So like if you
it's
cut him,
it's all around their dead money. For
yeah,
him.
Cut
exactly.
him
It really is.
before 6/1. If you release him, it is $12.6 million in dead money, $4.6 million in cap savings.
Oh shit! So net -8.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, and the other side of things is you got these running backs coming out of like the draft where you had. I'll let you go into it because it's your stat line. But I mean, like you got Josh Jacobs, who was drafted like the highest drafted running back last year,
$11 million for his whole damn contract.
Yeah, and then you got Todd Gurley do $13 million in 2020.
Yo, that's just wild. I get why you don't pay running backs, but I mean, you also take a shot in the dark. You have a once in a generation talent like Ezekiel Elliott or Saquon or someone like that. I get you.
Sorry,
have to pay
who was
those
the
guys.
first one again?
Ezekiel Elliott. How was the Super Bowl run? Oh yeah, forgot about that. This is why it's good to have someone from the other side.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at all these teams that have been making Super Bowl runs,
Yeah.
how many of them have been behind the back of a great running back right now? You had Todd Gurley with the Rams, okay, but who else?
Well, the Patriots have been doing it, and they're different. They just built different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but they don't have.
Everyone's trying to copy the
they don't have
Patriot
one
way.
set running back, right? They plug and play whatever's
The
working.
Eagles
for them.
didn't have a great running back. Who was the last team to win that wasn't the Patriots? The Giants. Great defense.
The Ravens.
Tiki Barber.
Yeah, there's not
T-Bar.
a lot of great running backs with those Super Bowl winning teams.
No, you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not
And teams
wrong.
recognize that. They know, like, okay, they want to invest their money in their quarterback, their lines, their
Yeah.
corners. Like, running
No, I
back's
feel
just
you.
a position that can just, like,
It's-
plug and play.
The game has changed.
Speaking of running backs, let's move on to the next guy,
His brother from another mother in another team. They're not.
David Johnson.
David Johnson.
Okay. This one
Is
is,
kick it off.
like, I'm going with Tampa Bay. They go heavy for David Johnson.
Yep.
He has that history with Bruce Arians. His best career season was in 2016 with the with the Cardinals. And basically, Bruce Arians made him a star.
Right.
He had 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns rushing, right? Added in 870 yards receiving with 4 more touchdowns and 80 receptions. That's a crazy stat line
Yeah.
for a running back. I mean, you got
So my only issue with David Johnson,
Mhm.
he's come back from his injuries. They just took away his playing time. I didn't know he was 28. He's 28 going to next season, or he's gonna be 28. He's already 28. He's gonna be 29 halfway through the season.
Yeah.
I didn't know he's that old.
yeah, but you know what? He's got 2 to 3 years left
Yeah.
before it's done for him.
No, agreed. I don't hate the Tampa Bay pick. I think that's very possible. Good.
I think my thought is the Bucks as well, but here's the problem that I see. Bruce Arians already said last summer that he doesn't care that he doesn't have a David Johnson or Todd Gurley because he doesn't believe in paying that much for that position.
Yeah.
So in order for this to go down, the Cardinals gotta be willing to pay some of his salary cap.
Yeah, and I think that's going to end up being what happened. I think the Cardinals just straight up cut him. Because yet again, I'm still in the favor that, teams are not going to trade for running backs.
Right, because right now his cap is 14 point basically 2,
Mhm.
and they would have to be willing to pick up some of that because Bruce
They
Arians
cut
is
him-
he's just not gonna take that.
If they cut him today, it's 16 million in dead cap.
Yeah, but the net,
With
the
cap
cap
savings?
savings, it's negative $2 million.
So that means it's not a net saving. It's not a
No,
saving.
I mean, it's negative 2 rather than negative 16. But they got to move on from him.
if you trade him, you have the cap savings of
So it's the
8 million.
14 million that
Yeah.
I was just telling you.
Yeah.
You would be better off moving him because
Yeah.
the money would work out.
Yeah.
And no, this is a situation where you have to probably give him be like, here's a third. Not a
Right,
third.
that's what I'm
a
saying. They
fifth.
need to pick up some of
Yeah.
it, get rid of them, and
They'll probably do like
I mean, listen. I also thought the Bills was another place. I don't disagree with the Bucks. I just thought the Bills, just because they need a weapon at this point, that was my thing, and they had the money. Why not?
I think the Bills are more in favor out of the 3 guys, Lev Bell, David Williams, and
David
Todd
Johnson.
Gurley. David Johnson,
I
whatever.
was like, who? David Williams.
Who is the least sexy pick out of all 3 of them?
Todd Gurley.
Nah, dude. Todd
He's
Gurley at
hurt.
least has multiple seasons.
Injury,
Being
though.
successful.
Injury is the issue. And that's the biggest red flag for Todd Gurley. I would, if it was me, if I was Bill's GM, right? I'd be like, first, wash my Bentley. Then I'd be like, yo, I would go after David Johnson or Lev Bell, who would give me the best deal.
Mhm.
Those are the 2. They're pretty much tied to me. And then Todd Gurley, I'm still not made do because of injury. I don't know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel.
you guys probably won't let me talk
Oh my god!
much.
Oh my god! Who is it?
I'm
Who
so
is it?
excited.
Who is it?
Trent Williams.
Can I just say this first, just to start off?
Okay.
I'm sad he's going.
Yeah.
I love Trent
the
Williams.
guy.
I'm not mad he wants to leave. I get the shit that went through him. I ain't mad at him as a player. You know how you mad sometimes people leave or whatever? Not mad. I love Trent Williams. I wish him nothing but the best.
Low key, I met him once in an elevator at a hotel once.
Low key, I played Lifetime. I was at Lifetime. I was playing basketball. He almost dunked on me and killed me.
Nice.
I moved out of the way.
Your story's better.
Almost did that to you last night.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
All right.
Everyone did that to me. Not an accomplishment, Trent Williams. Anyone can do that. Even this brown kid over here.
So number one, I think every Redskins fan agrees that we want Trent Williams back.
We love him. We
But
love you, Trent.
the big thing is he is demanding like $20 million a season, which I believe he deserves.
$20 million a season, what he wants?
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here.
he deserves it, dude. Look
$20
at
million?
yeah. Taylor Lewan is getting $16 million at left tackle.
How old is he?
A lot younger, but he's still
That's an
not
issue.
nearly as good. And left tackles, if you look at like Andrew Whitworth, Jason Peters, dude, they can last until they're like 38.
I agree with you. Listen, I didn't know the number for a tackle, so now that you said 16, fine.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that.
Taylor, top left tackles are getting like 16 to 18 million. Yet again, I know you said you don't want to talk about the CBA or whatever, but when that comes in, 20 million for a left tackle is
gonna be nothing.
It's
gonna be
that's the asking price.
Yes.
So personally, if I'm the Redskins, I give him his 20 million because you know what? He's been solid. He's going to be able to keep playing until around 38 if he really wants to, because these top end left tackles can do it.
Of course.
And you know what? Just be happy that you got a guy that can protect your left side.
I agree. Let's pay him 21. You know what? Let's give him the extra million. I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. But they're exploring the trade for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's not making sense on both sides.
Mhm.
Trent probably doesn't want to be here anymore. That's fine. Where,
Browns.
for what? The question is for what now? Because there's a there's a line out the door, right?
Yeah. There's a line out
What's
the door.
the price here?
It's going to be a second and a player. That's what it is.
Okay.
Because the Browns are not about to give their first. I think they have 10th overall.
Oh,
Something like that.
I was trying to think about it, but I realized I didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, the Browns were offering a first round
10.
pick last season.
Yep.
Right. And that means that, hey, look, they're highly interested in the player. So with the 10th overall, that's a little bit too much of an asking price.
I don't think it is. I'll be honest. I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
Why would you not take Andrew Thomas at that point?
He might be gone. And you know what? This is the thing. He'll be gone at 10. You know why? And I'm not trying to take away from your point. I think the Jets get him because they're at 11 and they can't get an offensive tackle at that point. They can't get an offensive tackle at that point, and the Jets need one.
So you think Andrew
and they give
Trent
him
Williams is worth a top 15 pick right now?
Yes. Because tell me who you're going to get. We've seen so many busts. You got 7 more years of this guy up to. Let's just say you get 5 more years. You can't sell. If you have taken the two top tackles off the board at that point, what are you going to do now? Just not have a tackle the whole season? No. I mean, you can go after Jason Peters. He's going to be in free agency. I hope that's what the Redskins do. They go after him.
Yeah, but he's like 38. Or how old is he? 37?
He is much older than Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Right? But still got to go after him. I think you have to. Who else is going to play? But let's not go into that.
Yeah.
I don't want to have Pete hit us with a mic again.
Overall, I just personally feel like he goes to the Browns. They wanted him heavy. I feel like they'll offer the most. They were offering the most last season. They'll still offer the most this season.
You want to say something before I go?
I was going to say, what about the Chargers?
Chargers are also a good place. I just don't think they're going to pay.
So
they're not going to pay up.
Yeah, so they obviously need help at that offensive line.
Yep.
They've got
We'll
$50
take your
million.
first round pick.
Huh?
We'll take your first round pick. We'll take anybody's first round pick.
Right, because they got $50 million cap space.
Yeah.
They've got the 37th pick in the draft. Obviously, they're going to be worried about landing a tackle. Obviously, they still want to grab a quarterback, but they have the room to pay him. Give him an extension.
They do. This is what I was going to say. The reason also I was going to say the Jets. And I have another pick. I do like the Chargers pick. I just don't think they're going to pay up for it. And that's going to be the issue because 6 is too high. Maybe a second is enough, but then you got to give it somebody else on top of that. Give me Mike Williams and I'll do it. Give me Mike Williams in a second. I'd fucking do it. Actually, I like that more now than anything I have on the board. Damn it, Pete. Stop being good at the Redskins talk too. I don't like this. The other team was Seattle. Seattle needs line help. And this is why. Russell Wilson was top 5 blitzed, hurried, sacked, and scrambles. Scrambles you can take away because maybe he's really good at it, but he was in the top 5 in terrible categories.
Mm-hmm.
Then Darnold from the Jets was hurried 63 times, hit 39, and sacked 33. And he only played 13 games, and most of those are in the top 15.
Mm-hmm.
Those are 2 teams that need it. and I don't know what Seattle has to give us. I don't think that's going to work out. If I was Seattle, I'd make something happen, but I think the Jets make it happen.
I think Seattle's first round pick actually kind of works out because of the fact that
It's later.
it's later in the first. The only thing that I would state is I just feel like Seattle's not going to trade all their picks, and I feel like they're going to make a move for one of these other guys.
Okay.
Seattle likes drafting. They
That's
like
fair.
drafting a lot.
They also like trading. Remember, they got Jimmy Graham. They do also trade for talent too.
I know, but like they
Trade for.
they draft very well. That's the
Sure.
thing. They draft very well, so they use those pieces.
They haven't
very
gotten
wisely.
the issue is they haven't got the line right yet.
Yeah.
They haven't gotten the offensive line right yet. That's been their issue. Russell Wilson's running for his life, but I
Yeah.
still think the Jets offer will be better unless you can talk to the Chargers. Okay, it's gonna happen.
I was also going to throw out, what about the Cardinals?
Cardinals are another pick.
Cardinals, Kyler Murray was sacked 48 times.
And the good thing about the Cardinals is because Kyler Murray can scramble, Trent Williams is fast.
So if they can offer up a package around the 40th overall pick that they have as well.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say they can do that, and then at the 8th overall pick, let's say they could target either Derek Brown, Jeffrey Okuda, or what if they go with Jared Jeudy? So now you've got Jared Jeudy, you got Kyler Murray. You don't have to waste that early on pick. You structure around the 40th.
I would love the Cardinals if they got Jerry Jeudy and added Trent and had Kyler Murray.
That makes us look so stupid.
Yeah, but at the same time, dude, I don't think that they're gonna go with wide receiver, or I don't think they go with Jeudy, to be honest.
They need defensive help now too.
Yeah,
They're getting old on that side of the ball. They don't have a guy. Patrick Peterson isn't Patrick Peterson anymore, right? Their D line has.
Well, that's
Patrick
what I'm saying.
Peterson's still good.
That's
But
what
he's
I'm saying.
not-
On the 8th pick, they could pick either Derek Brown or Jeffrey Okuda.
Jeff Okuda is going in
or
the top 5.
Okuda, but they could. I mean, they don't have to necessarily use that pick for that if they can structure something around that 40th pick.
I think this draft is gonna be crazy, to be honest. Too. I think there's gonna be
There's
one move that's
definitely
gonna
be a
fuck
lot of
everything
trades,
up.
in my
one,
opinion.
one move is gonna fuck everything up because someone's
Yeah.
gonna go for a quarterback.
It's gonna be the Raiders.
I just hope the Redskins keep him somehow. I do think the Jets make the most sense. And I think because of all of this, like a lot of teams are interested in Trent Williams because you don't get a tackle like this on the open market. Like no one's making these kind of players available. I think it's going to raise the price. People don't want to pay the price right now because the draft is still happening. The free agency is still going to happen. If the Redskins are smart, you wait. Let the draft come and people are like, shit, I can't get that guy. I couldn't sign that guy and I'm not going to draft this guy. What do you want? That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't
I mean,
happen,
it
then what do
makes
you?
it makes sense, but then it also becomes very difficult on the Redskins too on who they will. Let's say they do come to like a later first round pick. Obviously, you do take that first round pick for Trent,
No.
but it also puts you on the spot to figure out who you want in that
But
spot.
that's what the scouts are for. They pretty much figured out what they would get at every pick. That's
Yeah.
like their job.
Oh yeah, I
right?
mean
So
definitely. But
if you're not ready for that, you're not ready for the job. All right, let's do the last guy. What is Andy short for? Arnold Dalton?
Andrew, I think
Andrew. That's
Andrew
it.
makes a lot more sense than Arnold.
Yeah, that's
Tells you how much I really care.
yeah. You know what, guys? It's been a long day. All right, it is Andrew. You're right, Andrew Gregory Dalton.
Yeah,
The Red Rifle.
the Red Rifle.
All right, the Red Rocket too.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much, Joe Burrow is gonna take his job.
That's
100%.
100%.
Why would you not?
Right? So what are you gonna do with Andy Dalton? Huh?
You either cut him or trade him.
Who needs a quarterback right now that would be interested in that?
You tell me, buddy.
The Bears.
Damn, how you gonna read my sheet?
I haven't read your sheet at all.
Well, that's rude. I made that sheet for you.
I don't want you to do this, but here we go.
There's no win or loss with me, right? Yeah. So I agree. I think give up on Mitch at this point.
It's not
There's
a
a
good
lot of
situation.
money left on this guy, though. Yeah. I mean, it's either there or it's the Colts for me, or the Chargers if you don't get your guy. Chargers could make sense if you don't get your guy.
Look, I mean, in your theory that Tom Brady leaves, Andy Dalton could be a sexy pick for Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
He's been linked to the Pats for a minute
Long
now.
time, yeah. No, I agree.
And I think honestly, Bill Belichick makes these trades happen for guys that he likes, and he gets them for a much lower price than everyone else gets them
Yeah.
for. So
Somehow he does this.
I'm
Houdini
gonna
shit.
say Andy to the Pats for a 6th round pick.
A 6th.
A 6th.
I'll take Andy Dalton for a 6.
Yeah.
You're just giving him away for a 6.
No, I'm calling it. There will be a 6th round pick that goes to the Bengals.
Anything else?
Huh? There may be another player or a pick somewhere in there, but
Wait, is it a higher pick? Because like just saying a 6,
I think a 5th is maybe the max that
the
they'll
best
go.
pick they get.
Yeah, the best that they'll get is a 5th. But they definitely package 2 picks, I think 1 conditional next year and a 6th this year.
I can't sit with that. Like just like that. Like that's just like crazy. I think it's like a 4th. I definitely think it's like a 4th.
Dude, who's going to want him? Yeah, I know you're throwing out all these players and this and that, but you got to realize there's not that much of a market for him, dude.
What about
He's 30. He's going to be
I can tell you. He's gonna
32, I think.
30. He's gonna be 30 this season. Oh, sorry.
There's
You're
no
right,
way.
you're
He's
right,
31 right
You're
now.
right. You're right. There's this whole red that screwed me up.
Yeah.
It's 32. You're right.
Yeah.
So what about Tennessee? Tennessee is got Ryan Tannehill, but he's only had that one
Bro,
season.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. Because Tom Brady's going there. Because him and Mike Vrabel are on like FaceTime at an NBA game.
They're
Listen,
just friends.
they're just friends and are hooking up on the side. Yo, come on, we've seen this before. 2 people talking. Oh, there's nothing going on. They're hooking
let's
up.
say, assuming Tom Brady is not going there, I could potentially see them take him as a backup.
Yeah.
I think Ryan Tannehill
They see how
stays.
Tannehill, huh?
I think Tannehill still stays there.
Yeah, but I'm saying as a backup, Tannehill had 1 year. It's not like he did anything insane consistency wise.
Look,
Like he had the
I
1
just
year.
feel like there's a lot of quarterbacks out there this season. You got Teddy Bridgewater. He's going to be a free agent.
Yeah.
Isn't Drew Brees still a free agent?
Well, they've already said he's gonna come back.
I know, but they haven't signed him yet.
They
Also,
they
think about
haven't,
this,
yes, but
right?
They will.
They were riding Derrick Henry, right?
Yeah,
The 2 playoff games, he had less than 100 yards?
because they didn't need it. They just kept running.
Yeah, but do you really? Okay, so everyone's got film on that. They know exactly what's going on. What are the chances that people aren't going to step up and figure
But you
out how to
also
stop that?
realize Derrick Henry wasn't doing shit until Tannehill started playing for him.
I get it. I'm giving devil's advocate.
Ooh, so sorry. I know who's gonna go to the Patriots. Mariota.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Yeah, we'll continue with this.
None of that. Just stop.
Listen,
Just
when
stop.
Tom Brady leaves, I'll be the only one that's right. Okay, I'll be the only one because y'all shitted on me. All right, and when Mariota goes there, I'm gonna stand on this table. It's gonna break. I'm gonna mess up my knees, but I'm gonna yell victory.
Do you want to know the real
not
story
gonna
of who's going to the Patriots?
Huh?
Do you want to know the real story of who goes to the Patriots? I'm going to tell you right now, and you're not going to believe me, but it's
Cam
going to
Newton?
happen.
'Cause I wrote
Jimmy
that up.
G.
He's gonna go to the Patriots.
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
Because his contract's up next year. And you know who's else's contract's up next year? Kirk Cousins. And you know who really wanted Kirk Cousins when Kirk Cousins was a free agent, but they traded for Jimmy G already?
And this is an episode of the Conspiracy Files. Thank you
Mike-
for joining.
Mike Shanahan's boy, Kyle. Kyle wanted him. And you know what? He's
When
going to
is
have this
Jared
chance to get him.
Goff's contract up?
I don't know, but whatever it is, he's
Sean McVay also liked Kirk. Maybe they have a little fight.
nah. They just signed him to like a 5-year
I
deal,
know.
dude. Like
I was trying to add to your conspiracy, but it didn't work.
Kirk Cousins is going to go to the 49ers, and Jimmy G's going back to the Pats. Because you know Bill Belichick loved Jimmy G. He'll trade a 2nd-round pick for him,
Oh,
if not a first.
Hold on. I have to look this up now.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
guess we'll see. We'll see if your conspiracy plays out.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
If I'm right, Ryan Tannehill does
Nope,
not.
he's till 2022.
2022,
So they got 3 years,
3 years.
3 seasons.
All right, I
Doesn't
read my
work out.
article wrong, but I remembered my article wrong. But Kirk is definitely up next year, so they may just trade him just to get Kirk.
He is up next year. That is true.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
Or he comes to the Defenders.
Tom Brady. You see Tom Brady on the Defenders, like. Yeah. I mean, all right. Well, that's Andy Dalton. No one gives a shit. Is what I got from that. Everyone, we changed the subject off of Andy Dalton so quicker than the Bengals are trading, are drafting Joe Burrow. That's how
let's
quick
see.
we got from him.
Let's see if anyone has any comments on any other conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
or somewhere this guy could end up.
any-
dude, I'm just calling it Kirk to the 49ers. Mark my name.
Any other weird trades you think are going to happen? Anything you heard, just like to round it off? I did have one more if you want to go with it. We didn't do any research, so this is going to be off the cuff. Derek Carr. I mean, this is something we're talking about, that they hate him.
Yeah.
And I don't use the word hate too often, but it sounds like they hate him.
No, I think they definitely hate him.
No, they definitely hate that guy.
How about Patriots?
I've heard that. I actually heard that.
It's funny
Tennessee?
how it's always the same teams linked to like everybody.
Tennessee,
Yeah.
Chicago.
If Tom Brady's out, Derek Carr, I mean, he can sling the ball, right? Like, it's not like he can't throw.
He's a crybaby. It sounds.
Yeah,
like.
but I could see him ending up there.
I mean, it wouldn't be the most shocking thing in the world. Any more trades that you can think of?
I mean, most of the trades are going to go down draft day, and I think they're all going to mostly be
Smaller
around draft
players.
picks.
A
lot of these big name guys, I don't necessarily think get moved. It's so hard to move them.
It is. It is. You're right.
With
this
the
was a waste
exception of Darius Slay.
These are a waste of a podcast. Thanks, man. Thank you. All right. Well, in that case, we're gonna hit the delete button. I hate you.
No,
guys.
I'm just kidding.
All right. Anyone else? We good?
No, man, I think that's it. We'll see how these things shake up in the
All right,
coming
well,
weeks.
Until next time, my friends. Thank you for listening to I Call Next
Adios.
or the Conspiracy Theories podcast.
By JK.
It was JK. It was Pete. It was Go-Go.
Drop
Make-
us some comments. Let us know.
Yo, we got some people dropping knowledge on us, and we like it. So thank you. And
Yeah, I love that
make sure
shit.
you're subscribed to this channel, and make sure you go to Apple Podcasts and subscribe there and listen to it all over again in your car because you love our sexy voices.
Yeah, shout out Limca.
Till next week.
Peace.